West Virginia, you're a loser. Sent him home. Sent him home. It's Tuesday, and it's a different kind of Tuesday because it's time to meet us on Mill because your Arizona State Sun Devils, they did the thing on the road against number 23 West Virginia. Guys, welcome into the PHNX Sun Devils show. Of course, coming to you live from Studio K, presented by Circle K. Join Inner Circle for free by downloading that Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. We got Bartels in here, BC, John. We had Archer and Shane in here earlier. We're talking Arizona State's dub over West Virginia. We've got bottle service. But Erik, are the boys back? Oh, this music.
Are the boys back?
I music.
Legitimately I forgot that when music was being played. That's how long it's felt.
Doesn't this do something to you?
It's felt like a long time since we've truly got to enjoy this. You know?
Oh, when you said it's time, I ascended.
It just
like
brought you back.
One meme where just like that was me. What a much needed breath of fresh air for Big 12 basketball for Bobby Hurley's squad.
Wow.
A top 25 win.
I mean, everybody just clap it up here.
On the road.
That was a hell of a win.
On the road.
A hell of a win on the road. And this team, they showed so much, right? It was, I would say, an ugly performance for a good, like, middle 5 minutes in that first half, which ultimately led to West Virginia being able to stay in this game.
Oh, yeah.
Right? If you don't, if you wipe away those 5 minutes or 7 minutes, I think Arizona State played one of their better overall games of basketball tonight.
Yeah, and especially because it came at the most needed time for this team.
Yeah.
Because before we get into the specifics of the game, you were kind of at that breaking point in the Big 12 where if you lost tonight, you were looking down and you're saying, okay, are we one of the bottom 4 teams in this conference? Like, you're still 13th right now after just picking up your second win. But taking down a top 25 team is like the epitome of what the Big 12 is. Now you have an opportunity against Iowa State coming up. Like, you have a chance to revive what felt like a dead season. And they came up and they showed up with their defense. And we've been talking about the offensive identity. I've specifically harped on the fact that they don't have an offensive identity. Their defense overall is their identity. Yeah. And if they can just lean into that and hit enough shots, like they shot 48% from the field tonight. That's enough if they're holding their opponents, a top 25 team, to 31%. They suffocated them. They made them uncomfortable. And they played like the better team.
Yeah, and they did it. You said the defense and the suffocation, like they did it specifically to West Virginia's best player in Javon Small, right? A dude who averages nearly 20 points per game. And he had 14 points tonight, but he was 2 of 11 from the floor, 0 of 8 from 3. 10 of his 14 points came from the free throw line.
Trae Young. He literally, the foul baiting sidestep 3, I pointed at the screen. I said, league him. Put that guy in the NBA because that was such a Trae Young, LaMelo Ball, Luka Doncic shot. So good for him for having that, but 2 of 11 means that Arizona State did their job.
Absolutely. Side tripping with Carrie saying Phillips was not a liability tonight for once. Caden in the chat saying something after losing at Cincinnati that fires ASU up.
That could be it. Maybe that's one of the Big 12 themes that's going to develop.
Big 12 recipe for success.
If ASU ever loses to Cincinnati, they're going to go on a tear.
It has to be on the road, though. Has to be at Cincinnati.
And without one of their best players, who's a freshman.
If that happens, then it's a guaranteed dub on the way out. Wow. Okay.
Against a ranked team.
I mean, I'll take it.
What was Kansas State ranked?
Kansas State.
When Arizona State beat them the next week. Wasn't it after the Cincinnati game that they beat?
I think they were 17 or 18.
Okay.
Because
if they were 23, that would be like
I don't know.
Big brain. Whoa.
I think they played UCF after that.
Did they?
Yeah, it wasn't.
That's right.
After. Yeah.
I thought it was a big bounce back.
Good try though.
Sorry, I tried to tie it together.
You really did.
No, but
I think it was actually like a month later.
Was
they
it?
Played Kansas
Dude,
State.
the football season was a million years ago.
It was a while after.
No, and if you continue, and we'll get to buy the numbers later, but West Virginia, the only reason they were in this game was because they lived at the line, and turnovers, right? They shot 20 free throws. They shot 85% from the line. Arizona State shot 59% from the line on 17 attempts, right? So West Virginia was getting to the line. They were playing good defense too. Like there was a period of time in that first half where Arizona State just didn't score. Yeah. Right. And that was when West Virginia started to bring it back and you felt like, oh man, they're blowing this lead. Are they going to have enough offense to sustain this if West Virginia does find the rhythm? Well, they never found the rhythm. You can't establish a rhythm in a basketball game by getting to the free throw line.
You want to know how crazy something is? 45 of West Virginia's 57 points were either free throws or points off turnovers.
That is insane.
45 of 57. Okay,
so if you think about it, right, like this game could have been a 65-57 is not a terrible like final score. Like, you didn't get blown out.
No, it's because they got to the line.
But that's the thing is like Arizona State found a way to beat a top 25 team when they played a sloppy game. Like they played a good game, right? But the turnovers, like they were very rushed at times. Like this did not feel like a complete basketball team that went out there and they won, which is like it's a testament to their talent and it's a testament to their ability to go out there and to be like, okay, what are our strengths? And right now the strength is built around your best player, Jayden Quaintance, and his defense.
And I mean, let's say it. He's got an offensive game right now.
He's definitely becoming more comfortable. Like
another great game offensively.
If he's not looking more comfortable when he has the ball in his hands, Totri, he is in better spots.
Please, Lord. Don't let him dribble anymore.
He's learning.
I'm watching it. I know he's learning. But just sit there and catch, shoot. That's all I need. Or post up. Like, that's all I need. I don't need the dribbles. That's where I think you get those turnovers, right? 5 turnovers from Quaintance tonight. But realistically, everything else that he did, another night where he played 34 minutes. Overall, I think you wipe away the turnovers. You continue to see JQ's development. And then a part that we haven't talked about yet is Austin Mason didn't play his best game, and you still didn't have Joson Sanon tonight.
No.
Which I would say there are, some things that you want to fix from a win like this, right? You would love to win this game by more points, but first off, it is a great win on the road against a really, really competitive team in this conference, one of the better teams in this conference. But you need to be able to get all of these things going at once, right? You need the JQ development. You need to be able to cut out on the turnovers. And when you bring these guys back, it should also excite people for the potential of this team, right? This win right here is not the peak of what this team can be.
Oh, no. And that's, if they lost this game, then we would be looking at these turnovers. We'd be looking at, the free throws, and people are pointing it out in the chat too. Like, the refs weren't great. One of the weakest, I feel like I'm always saying this, but one of the weakest techs I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, that was a horrible
technical foul. Like, that was terrible, right? So if you're looking at all of that and you're saying, okay, they lost the game. Like, if they blew the game, then you're like, okay, you don't have the mental fortitude. You didn't lean into your identity. You made massive mistakes and you lost. But because you won this game, you can look at that a little bit differently. Like, that's the benefit of winning, is you could take these things as lessons instead of like harsh realities.
Yeah.
So how do you get better? Well, it's a lot nicer when your problems are, we have to cut down on turnovers, which usually happens with chemistry, right? And as the season goes along, if you have the right game plan and coach in place, that number should go down, right? Especially for freshmen.
Yeah.
And we need to not foul as much. Teach discipline. Well, Jayden Quaintance, as somebody who is a little quicker to foul, who had 4 personal fouls tonight and 5 turnovers.
Also 3 blocks.
Right, but that's why he's quick to foul, because he goes for it. As he goes through this season, he will get better at that, and he will be more comfortable as well. So those are 2 areas that you can see a path to improvement for any team, not just the Sun Devils, any team as the season goes on, even if you're already good at it. If the problem was you don't have talent, if the problem was you can't play defense, right? Those are things that you can't fix a lot of the times within like your current roster. You're not going to magically gain talent or more size or more defense, right?
That'd be cool though. I've been wishing for that for a while now.
Yeah, but so if that's the spin zone, right? You say, okay, like the Arizona State was bad at what things? Those are at least correctable things.
Yeah.
And then you sit back and you look, okay, this is now on the coaching staff and also on the players, but more on the coaching staff to put their team in a position to limit those things. And maybe they can be a consistent winning team in this conference this season.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's not going to get any easier. This was a great win, but things get a whole lot tougher. We're going to get to all of that and so much more on the other side of this quick break.
I want you, if you're selling your home right now, I want you to grab a pen, get a paper, because you're about to write down the most important number in your entire life. And that, of course, is for the Carol Royce Real Estate Team, 480-776-5231. That is to an agency that is family-owned and locally operated through 3 generations of family members serving the Valley of the Sun. 3 generations.
That's crazy.
They know Arizona. They know where you're trying to move, and they know what you're trying to sell. And that's why you can rest easy knowing you're not just making the right choice. You're making the guaranteed choice. Your home sold for 100% of the market value, or Carol's going to put up her own money. She's going to pay you the difference. You're always going to walk away with 100% market value on selling your home. So if you're selling it now or in the future, make sure you either call Carol at that number that you wrote down, or you can visit her online at carolroyceteam.com. That's your home sold guaranteed realty at carolroyceteam.com.
Erik, there was something just on point with you today.
It's the hat.
It is.
It's always the hat.
Yeah, you know, and I think that's what makes it stand out, is because there are days when you choose not to wear the hat. It's like 2 out of the 7 days a week that you're maybe you're washing them or something.
Yeah.
Right. In those days, I'm like,
there's something
off, right? You know what I mean? Look, if you guys just want to be oozing vibes and aura, I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, Brandon Bills, that is the place to get your cap. Whether you need snapbacks, truckers, fitteds, beanies, or tees, Brandon Bills has you covered with performance and style. Of course, they got partnerships with ASU. They do some charity work with our friends over in Tucson.
I love that that's caught on.
Yeah, I mean, it's true, though. Right?
Trailblazer.
It's absolutely true. Look, they've also got you covered with the best custom headwear. Start your order, and their dedicated team is going to help you create the exact custom apparel you need. Head to brandonbills.com and use code PHNX for 20% off your first order.
I want to give massive shout outs to everybody in the chat. JJB says, boys, we are back.
So
LTC,
back. So
John,
back.
Side tripping with
We're
Carrie.
back.
We really are back. Caden in here. Shane was in the chat earlier. I don't know if Shane's still here, probably, but too busy running around with his shirt off.
Shane's an
above his
ASU
head.
basketball sicko.
Ernesto, appreciate everybody, man. If y'all could drop a like, we would appreciate that so much. It really does go such a long way. And we're celebrating good vibes, win music.
We are. We absolutely
tonight.
are. Did I throw you off a little bit? By not going to I switched up the flow on you. I wanted to test you. I wanted to see where you were at.
Dude, I can never be thrown off.
I mean, that's...
Do you want to know why?
Great
do you want to know
night.
why?
Your peak can be so much higher.
Do you want to know? But do you want to know why?
Tell me why.
Because I'm just so comfortable on air with you that I could be going and captain steering the ship.
Yeah, I mean,
how
we're doing
I
the
not?
Titanic.
How could we're not on the Titanic, but we're doing it. We are not the Titanic.
All right,
on
that's
record.
actually a stretch.
You win.
That's a stretch.
You win. I made a ship comparison, and the first place you went to was Titanic. And I'm no longer comfortable with you anymore. No longer comfortable.
It was a beautiful moment.
It was such a good moment. Like, we really turned it into something sweet, and you ruined it.
Yeah, that's on me.
So okay, so you threw a change.
I threw a change up at you, but it's okay. We're gonna hit you with the fastball right down the middle. By the numbers, presented by Desert Financial Credit Union, Arizona's #1 credit union, named by Forbes. Of course, the only number that matters is that final score. Arizona State coming out on top, 65-57 over the Mountaineers. Of course, the leading scorers for Arizona State, you had Basheer Jihad with 17, Javon Small with 14 for West Virginia. In terms of shooting from the floor, 48% for the Devs.
Not bad.
31%, 18 of 58 for West Virginia. From three-point land, 5 of 17, 29% for Arizona State. 4 of 29, 14% for the Mountaineers. And rebounds, 46-28. Arizona State crushed it.
Those rebounds. 46-28.
46 boards.
So, and here's the thing about Arizona State that I'm finding really fascinating about like this specific roster is the sheer size.
Yeah.
Of it. Like, this is a big team.
Can you, you already looked. I was going to say, can you give me the 3 highest rebounders of tonight for Arizona
I
State?
can.
Well, not yet.
I mean, yeah. Jayden Quaintance had 12, which, again, JJ
17.
says, by the way, JJ says, Ruby Totri, I need you to read this one. West Virginia is number 1 in Ken Palm's home advantage rankings. Number 1. Yeah, West Virginia, great record at home. And Arizona State, terrible record on the road.
Yeah, really bad
this
on the
season.
road.
Like, really bad on the road. And
the road trips have been hard for them.
Yeah, they have. And Arizona State, without, their best pure scorer, stepped up. And Trevor Best, and I like Trevor Best, but like Trevor Best got minutes tonight.
3 minutes, yeah.
Right? Like you're not exactly this deep team, and you're on the road in a really do or die win. And that's, I think, where the rebounds coming into it is like, okay, some certain rosters are just built a certain way, and college basketball can get dirty. College basketball can get downright ugly. I think that's sometimes what's beautiful about it. When you can control the boards and you can control opportunities, you take away the disadvantages you create when you turn the ball over as much as this team has.
Yeah.
I think they've had 10 plus turnovers in every single game so far this season, right? Like, this team turns the ball over a lot. But if you can rebound the basketball well, and you can take care of that, give yourself second chance opportunities and eliminate those on the other end, you can play any team close. And in the Big 12, that's all you need. 12 boards from Quaintance, 8 boards from BJ Freeman, 8 points from Basheer Jihad.
Huge.
Your 3 tallest players in your starting lineup averaged out to a little under 10 boards a game in this game. Like, that's...
And Sean Phillips off the bench, too.
And that's good. Sean Phillips off the bench had 6. Like, everybody grabbed rebounds tonight except for Trevor Best. Alston Mason, smallest guy on the court, had 3 rebounds tonight. Adam Miller had 2. Amir Ali, who barely weighs anything, grabbed 2 rebounds. Sean Phillips Jr. grabbed 6. That is like, if that is your identity, is rebound, tough, hard-nosed defense, right? And interior paint presence, if you're not going to be shooting that well from 3, that can win in college basketball. I'm not going to say you're going to be the best team in the Big 12, but you could be competitive. And if you mix in now Joson Sanon in there, if Trevor Best can turn into really anything, right? Those are added layers to a team whose identity is built around something that's consistent, which should be size, defense, and rebounding.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think something for me watching this game and then going back is this team normally, and this isn't just this year's team. This is teams in the past, right? With different scores, different guys coming off the bench, starting, whatever. Is usually it feels like there's one guy.
Yeah.
Feels like there's a takeover guy, right? There's a Amarian Jackson. There's a Desmond Cambridge. There's a Trey Holder, a Shannon Evans, whatever. And those guys are taking 14, 15 shots a game.
Yeah.
Right. And we've even seen that at times this year, whether it be Adam Miller, BJ Freeman, Alston Mason, whatever.
Sanon.
Taking too many shots when it's not flowing. Yeah. It's not their night. Tonight, if you go back and again, just look at the box score and see how few shots everybody took, or I guess how few misses. The efficiency on this team tonight was good. The passing was good. When they knew someone was hot, they were getting them the ball. And you got to give credit to coaching on that too. Yeah. Right? When somebody's hot, getting them the ball, and when they're not, finding somebody else on the court. That was something that, I think a lot of teams in college basketball and obviously the NBA talk about is, hey, somebody's got to have the ball, right? Like, these are 2 ball-dominant guys. If you look at Arizona State, you can make an argument that probably 4 of their starting 5 are ball-dominant scorers, right? BJ Freeman, Adam Miller, Basheer Jihad, Alston Mason at times.
Alston Mason. He's
more of a creator.
He'll pass really well, but he dribbles a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he dribbles a lot. So when he shoots, he dribbles a lot before he shoots. Right. Yeah, You're right. I think another testament to coaching, and I know that, our conversations, and this is going to sound stupid, but they do vary so much depending on results, like win and loss, right? Like you lose tonight's game, even if you put up similar performances, we're ripping you to shreds, right? Because you blew a lead, right? And we're tearing down
game
coaching.
you couldn't lose,
right? And you're tearing down coaching. Right. But now we're talking about a win. And I think rightfully so. We're giving coaching credit. I will say a pattern that I have seen with this team that I am liking on offense that gives me a little bit more hope about offensive identity is you're seeing shot profiles change a little bit. Jayden Quaintance seems to understand his bread and butter a little bit more.
He did take a 3 tonight.
Right. Which is like, it's okay. It's fine. Taking 1 3 is fine. I would prefer if you didn't. But if you're like 0 for 2, 0 for 3, like, I need you to take layups, but 7 of 11 from the field, 1 of 3 from the free throw line, which is a little concerning.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, he could have had 18 points and 12 boards tonight.
Yeah, he absolutely could have. But with him, he's knowing where his place to be on offense is. When he had those 2 layups to help ice the game out, like he did what good big men do and smart big men do, which is like cut to the basket when they're drawing 2 and an attention to the other side.
Yeah.
And so when you draw that attention to the other side, before I feel like he would just be a little bit hesitant, even if he did that, so that when he caught the ball, he would be an extra foot or 2 away from the basket. And because he didn't feel as comfortable, like, shooting any floaters or putting the ball on the ground or like doing any sort of post moves, things he's still getting better at now, that shot wouldn't always be efficient. Now he's about a foot or 2 closer because he's more confident. He understands where he's supposed to be, and that's an easy right-in layup. JJ says he honestly shouldn't shoot the threes. No, I think every single...
I don't even want him driving, JJ. I just want him sitting under the basket, catch the basketball, and go up with it.
I don't disagree.
That's all I want.
I don't disagree, but with modern big men, like...
Yes.
He's going to want to develop his game,
learn,
and he's going to have some sort of touch, right? And so allowing him the freedom to shoot it if he's open is fine because you don't want him to not think about that. But you never want it. I don't want him taking 1 a game. I want him taking, if it's wide open, he can shoot it. But I need Quaintance. I need Quaintance just to refine that interior game more because he's starting to seem more comfortable. You're seeing some post moves out of him the last couple of games.
It's starting to, I think he's starting, like you said, comfortability. Like he's starting to be able to see who he can be as a player on this team, right? Like actually, he's like, okay, there's a bunch of shooters out here. I need to be in the paint. I need to own the paint. And we saw him do it defensively for the entire start of the season. And now offensively, I think after Arizona State maybe lost a couple of games, right? You see that you don't have that impact on the game, right? Yeah. Offensively when you need it. Now he's able to provide that for the team, and Arizona State starting to win games.
And I also think it helps because when I mention what your identity is built around, when you are a player and you're a part of that identity, like that feels good.
Yeah.
Right? Like when you know that you're going to win a game because of defense and rebounding, you're the team's best defender and rebounder, like you feel good. And as a 17-year-old, like that's going to give you confidence, which is going to roll over. And that's going to relay on the offensive end. Because like in any sport, right? Like when you played football, right? When you were really good at one specific thing, like, man, I'm feeling really fast today. Or like, man, I've been working on my speed and I feel faster. Like you might hit harder too because you're feeling more comfortable. Yeah. You're overall better at your game. Like that type of stuff
and you're
adds
stop
up.
Thinking about it at that point.
Right.
It's nature.
Yeah. And he's 17 years old, right? Like to see growth like this is the only thing you could ask for him. And if he can continue to do this, and I really like what I've seen from Basheer Jihad as far as like diverse scoring. I know that there are certain points where it feels like he's forcing a little bit, but only 7 field goal attempts tonight, 7 free throws, right? Like got to the line. He's really the only Arizona State player that can get to the line consistently. Yeah. And that is a skill, right? And he can score and is probably, I know we talked about go-to bucket getter earlier this week. He's probably the most diverse scorer on this roster.
Probably. I
mean,
the
best.
Not the best.
Not the most pure. But the most diverse.
I don't know if I love his mid-range. I don't know if he has
mid-range. But he takes a lot of post shots.
He does.
He's the only one that operates out of the post with
does.
Some true skill and touch.
Yeah.
He shoots a lot of threes. He draws a lot of fouls. And he'll take some mid-range shots. Like he's not, inept there, but it's not his bread and butter. I think he's the most diverse scorer. I don't think he's the best, but
as long as I continue to see like what I love most about this performance is looking at the box score, going back, watching the highlights, watching the game live, and seeing those little things of like, hey, This guy's hot, and he knows it, and they're getting him the ball, right?
Yeah.
Like, again, Basheer Jihad, 17 points tonight on 5 of 7 shooting. PJ Freeman, 14 points on 5 of 12 shooting. Now, that's a little skewed because he took 6 threes, right? Jayden Quaintance, 7 of 11 for shooting, 15 points, your leading scorer. Adam Miller, 10 points. He shot 50% from the floor tonight. Amir Ali, he knew it wasn't his night. He took 2 shots, didn't touch the basketball again.
Yeah.
Right? And even Sean Phillips, 3 of 5 shooting, 7 points. That's another big part of this game, right? Is being able to come off the bench and actually provide something other than fouls, right? Like, I don't mean to sound like mean or whatever, but that's what it's been for the last couple of games with Sean Phillips. It's been he's in the game to give Jayden Quaintance or somebody else a breather. Tonight, you got something from your bench, and it wasn't a lot, right? 7 points and 6 rebounds? That's all you needed tonight, right? Now, if you're able to get Amir Ali a little bit more consistent offensively, if Trevor Best can even play, again, 3-4 minutes a night, and then you get Joson Sanon back, like, this team can start to compete in this conference, but it's the only thing that could affect it is the timing of this whole thing, right? We're in late January almost already, and you've got a gauntlet. There's no gimme games to get ready for what you have to face next in Iowa State, in Arizona twice, in Houston. Like,
Texas Tech is a good team. Yes, but you can talk yourself into like the line is so thin because if you lost tonight, you're probably saying season over, right? That'd be 5 straight losses going up against
season over, but no tournament. You're not going to the tournament.
To me, that's like besides the development of our young players, like Jayden Quaintance, who could hopefully be back next year, or just watching like these players be better over the season. Like, your investment for the season is, I think this team should be in the tournament, right? And so if you're slowly falling back, right, you're like, okay, 5 straight losses in the Big 12, and then you're going up against Iowa State, and you've lost 6 out of your last 7. And granted, the team after Iowa State that you're playing, it would have been the only team you got to win over. Now it's 1 of 2. And so you could beat Colorado. Like, Arizona's a good basketball team, but they're not impervious.
Yeah, no. This isn't an Arizona team from the last couple of years.
No, like, Arizona State could beat Arizona, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be an interesting game. Like, Kansas State, like, Oklahoma State, Texas Tech. These are teams that Arizona State can beat. But you could also look at them and say they might not pick up a win besides Colorado in their next 4, right? It's all possible. It's all on the table because of.
But that's why this needs
because of Big 12, right? Yeah, and so you hope that this isn't just an upset and then it falls flat afterwards. And I don't want to say I think that it will be that, but it's going to be hard when your next game is against the number 3 team in the country, right? Like, you get blown out by Iowa State.
I think it might be 2 now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, like. You get blown out by Iowa State, and can you really judge based off that? I don't know.
I mean, it's the Big 12.
But you should if you compete, then you can have a conversation about, okay, that's rolling over.
I agree, but I just want to know how, like, again, there's 13 games left in the season, right?
Yeah.
How many more games can we say, oh, they were competitive, they look competitive against, in Iowa State? And I know, again, like, you're obviously a dog in this game, right? But that's what this conference is. This is what you signed up for. You signed up every single game that you have, home, away, or neutral, to be against a tough, gritty team that's probably going to be playing basketball in March. That's what you signed up for when you joined the Big 12.
Yes.
And so now you're in it. It's year 1. Your star scorer hasn't played in a handful of games. Your other young 17-year-old is starting to develop an offensive game, and the team is clicking. I don't care if you've got Iowa State. I don't care if you got Kansas or Houston or Arizona. Now's the time you got to step on the gas and you got to turn this into a win streak if you want to get into the tournament, because I'm sorry, a win over West Virginia is not going to be your selling point to getting into the NCAA tournament.
No, but you can lose the next game. And still,
I'm not having that attitude.
If you lose against Iowa State, and I'm not saying they will, and I'm not saying they should, and I'm not saying it'll be nice, but if you then beat Colorado, Arizona, Kansas State, Oklahoma State.
They so beat Iowa State. They so beat Iowa State. They so beat Iowa State.
That really is so them.
It's such a Bobby Hurley win.
Yes. At home?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Would that be more of a Bobby Hurley win on the road?
On a random Saturday.
Yeah. Would that be more of a Bobby Hurley win on the road or at home?
Home, because there were times where they would walk circles around UCLA at home. And they'd pick up, like, for teams that they did not belong in the same court with, and they'd win that game. And this is the same thing against Iowa State. Iowa State's a really good basketball team.
Yeah, very. could be the number one team in the country. Like, at the end of the season, Iowa State could be the number one team in the country. Well, we got more about this game. But in order to get there, we got to take another break. I love our friends over at Colt Cannabis because it is premium flower at a non-premium price. It'd be like if you pull up to the gas station and you click the premium button and get the premium gas, but you pay the prices on the lowest option. Sound nice? We'll do it with a different type of gas. That's our friends over at Colt Cannabis that can now be found at your local True Leaf location with a True Leaf exclusive strain Magic Marker. The Valley, aka Anthony Totri, has been asking for Magic Marker, and by God, the Magic Marker is
I love me
back.
Some Magic Marker.
Visit TrueLeaf.com, find a local shop near you, place an order, tell them that Captain Redbeard sent you. And of course, if you're trying to find good premium cannabis, I cannot recommend Colt enough. They're also at a new True Leaf location that opened up in Maricopa. So again, get over to TrueLeaf.com, find your local shop, or place an order and tell them Captain Redbeard sent you.
Yeah, their stuff smacks. It absolutely smacks. Look, I'm going to tell you what else smacks. That is the Circle K snacks. Okay? We were sitting here watching some Arizona State basketball, and I was just a little fiend in the kitchen looking for a snack.
Oh, Little Fiend is a good nickname for you.
What did I find? I stumbled across a treasure on the ship, and it was some kettle-cooked jalapeno chips from Circle K, and I'll tell you what, that was a home run 3. That was like Joson Sanon walking out in a jersey at halftime saying, I'm here. That's how good it was. Look, Circle K is not only the place to go get snacks and drinks, but they're also the place to help you save money on gas with Inner Circle. It's their free membership program. Super easy to sign up for. Literally takes 60 seconds. Enter your email and phone number to be fully enrolled, and boom, that's it. That's all you got to do. Enjoy your member-exclusive beverage deal. Inner Circle members like you can get any size Polar Pop or Froster for just 79 cents, less than $1. Join Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details. Appreciate everybody in the chat tonight, watching after the fact or listening on audio. If you could do us a favor, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. Also, something I feel like we haven't told people in a while, go become a diehard. Go sign up to become a diehard. Go PHNX.com. Click the little diehard tab. It's going to tell you everything that you unlock when you become a PHNX diehard.
Which includes
access to the diehard Discord,
exclusive content, and you get a discount to events as well.
Also get a free t-shirt or hat every single year.
And guess what? I'm gonna mosey on over.
You're gonna mosey on
to go PHNX.com.
He's just gonna mosey on.
Just moseying over.
Do you mind me mosey?
Do you mind me moseying?
Yeah, I mean you can mosey.
I'm gonna click the events tab.
Place.
Yeah.
Mosey on over.
I'm hitting the events calendar under the events tab.
Wow.
And what is this? February 1st? PHNX College Basketball Takeover.
I mean, we're doing something.
Wildcats versus Sun Devils in Tempe, presented by Branded Bills.
I mean, we're doing something.
You want to get in there for a discount? You want to get a ticket to the game? You want to hang out with us pregame against the Wildcats? Oh, well, don't tempt us with a good time. If you want that on a discounted price, become a diehard today, or you could pay full price and come see us anyway. You get to hang out with us, meet up with the PHNX crew before the game, walking distance from the arena, and then with food and a drink. Plus, you get a game ticket as well. You're getting in there, and we are cheering.
Boom.
Go over there.
Go over there.
Go over there. Go over there.
John in the chat. Being a diehard is great. I'm in the chat. It's just a different name. Man, I wish I was there for that. That would be scenes. Yeah, it's going to be. It's absolutely going to be scenes. We're also doing a little watch along for that too, are we?
No, that's going to be the other one. Because this is a takeover, which means we're at the game. Cannot do a watch along and a takeover at the same time.
You absolutely could.
You could, but I don't know if I don't know if we could handle that.
Could we put some stress on Shane?
I mean, we could.
Yeah, we could. I mean, it is what it is. Do you want to get the bottle service?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead. Let's get to bottle service. And I told you before we got into this, I said, hey, it's not Jayden Quaintance. I'm not giving bottle service to the guy that had 15 points, 12 boards, and 3
I actually haven't looked.
blocks.
I haven't
Don't
looked.
look.
I was about to, and I haven't.
We're giving bottle service to Basheer Jihad.
I don't hate it.
Basheer Jihad, 17 points on 5 of 7 shooting tonight. Also crashed the glass for Arizona State. 8 boards, 2 assists, 1 block, and 3 steals. He was all over the court tonight.
Big time. Probably the best all around, like, I'm not going to say plus minus, but it's the only way I can think about it, even though he did have the best plus minus. He made the least amount of mistakes out of the best players tonight.
Yeah.
Jayden Quaintance had a great game. Like, 12 rebounds is awesome.
Yeah.
For Jayden Quaintance. Like, he played good defense and he scored 15 points, which if he was doing the beginning of the season, we'd be gassing him up even more.
Yeah.
Basheer Jihad did not have 5 turnovers.
No.
Right? He only had 2, and you had 3 steals and a block to offset that as well. Basheer Jihad only had 2 personal fouls. Still, like you mentioned, grabbed 8 rebounds, 2 of those being offensive rebounds. And like I mentioned before, was the most diverse scorer because he got to the line 7 times, hit 6 of them.
Yeah, the most consistent from the charity stripe tonight.
And I think that he was the most in control, best player in this game. And the plus minus would bear that out. But guess what? He only played 30 minutes, right? That's not a ton of minutes.
Almost the fewest of the starters.
Yeah. And he had the most efficient night.
Sounds like bottle service to me.
Sounds like bottle service to me.
He was an absolute dog. But you could honestly make an argument for a couple of these guys.
Yeah, I think Quaintance is definitely in the argument for all the good things. I just had to say some of the bad things to be a tiebreaker. Who else do you think would be in contention? Trevor Best?
I think you could maybe make a slight argument for Sean Phillips off the bench, having his best game that we've seen him have.
An X factor for him.
An X factor, yeah.
6 rebounds, not bad. 7 points, very good for him.
Literally huge for him.
Yeah.
There are times, Erik,
I know.
You know.
I'm aware. Buddy, if anybody is aware, if any person is aware.
Kyle, are you aware? Captain Redbeard, are you aware of
Sean Phillips?
The Sean Phillips experience? That's what it is. The Sean Phillips experience at Disneyland, what would it entail?
Oh, a really long line with a lot of anticipation, and then you go on the ride, and it's broken down 75% of the time.
Yeah.
But when it hits, it hits.
Yeah, but it hits like 1 every 3 weeks.
And it hits hard.
Yeah.
Tonight, 7 and 6 off the bench is great. William in the chat.
That was your home run roller coaster.
There you go. William in the chat says, ASU running actual sets in the second half was the difference in their scoring. 24 in the first half versus 41 in the second half. Much better off-ball movement and passing as well. Need to do that for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, every team is capable of running sets. Like, Bobby Hurley is capable of running sets, right? And that's why it's frustrating when it feels like his offense has no flow. And it does, and it mentioned the things I said before where Jayden Quaintance knows where to be on plays, right? When advantages are taken, like, he knows what to do. Same thing with Basheer and getting the line. Like, when they have plays and sets ran for them, then, hey, you're more comfortable on the court.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it helps. It helps.
It absolutely helps. Look, I think when you're talking about this game, another thing that we have to discuss, right, is Trevor Best?
No, I actually really want to. Yeah.
Again, only 3 minutes. Interesting usage. Obviously, I didn't expect to see him this early
against a top 25 ranked team
on the road.
Yeah, it's tough. I didn't expect to see him this early either. And I didn't really expect him to do much out there.
No, absolutely not.
And so, 3 minutes from him and not getting a stat is like, you're not going to make any judgment. You're not going to make any judgment on him.
No, I mean,
you hope that ASU can get
showed
something
energy,
out of him.
showed hustle.
Yeah, you hope ASU can get something out of him.
Yeah.
Right?
What do you think is the most you can get out of him?
You can get a speed hustle guy who could be a pest on defense and can
maybe get like 4 points.
Maybe. Right? Like, but again, for somebody in his position, joining a team in January as a freshman, right? Like, that's a tough position to be in. So playing it all is a testament to the fact that, Coach Hurley has other guys he could play.
Yeah.
They're not playing. He got minutes. Right? That's a testament to him. Can he do something with those minutes? I wouldn't bet on it.
I'm not sure he has other guys that he could play.
If Joe physically?
Physically.
Yes. I'm pretty sure he does.
I don't know, man.
Maybe not.
I don't know health-wise.
Yeah, that's fair. Maybe not. But if he can just be somebody who can play minutes, that is a massive help for this team. But I think once Joson Sanon comes back,
hurry it up, dude.
Yeah, you're not going to probably
ice and then heat on that ankle, man.
You're probably not going to see a lot of Trevor Best minutes if Sanon comes back soon.
Yeah, which again, this team he adds an entirely different layer of scoring to this team. And defensively, he's not bad either. Like this kid tonight, again, your leading scorer, 17 points, right? Basheer Jihad.
Yeah.
Joson Sanon could have had 24 points and we wouldn't have blinked, right? Because you've seen him do it before. That would just take, I think, so much pressure off the rest of these guys.
Absolutely.
Right? It's taking pressure off an Adam Miller when, hey, the team needs a bucket and nobody's clicking right now. Hey, here you go. Ace, we need you tonight. And tonight it hit, right? Same thing with Basheer. When he needed to have a bucket, when the team needed to have a bucket, he went off. But there are times when we've seen it before, right? Where they just fall off in the second half, where it's nobody's night, right? We saw it in overtime against Baylor. Okay? We saw it in the second half of another game just a couple of weeks ago. Like, Joson Sanon's a guy that, hey, when it's not going right for anybody, just give him the ball.
Yeah, if they had him tonight, this probably could have been a blowout.
I mean, it could have been the blowout if they didn't have Butterfingers for hands.
Agreed, but even if they did and Joson Sanon was playing.
Yeah, no, it's a different ball game. It's a different ball game with the way that it went tonight.
Shane in the chat saying Basheer Jihad, such an underrated playmaker, MVP of the season.
MVP of the season, I think, is crazy.
I don't know if it's crazy.
I think it's crazy.
I think he's been really good.
MVP of the season, the most valuable player in Arizona State.
Okay, give me the other.
It's Jayden Quaintance is the other one.
I think Jayden Quaintance, I think his highs are higher, and I think Jayden Quaintance's lows are much lower than Basheer Jihad. If you want to say Basheer Jihad's been the most consistent, good player on the team this season, I don't even know if that is. I don't know if it's an argument, but I think that's a pretty good place to put him.
Who are you taking? Are you taking Basheer or are you taking Jayden Quaintance?
I'm going to take Quaintance because he does have elite skills that hit highs that Basheer does not. But I think Jihad is probably 2, lowest 3. But he's been consistent, available, and does a little bit of everything without a lot of massive negatives.
If Basheer Jihad wasn't on the team, this is what you'd be losing. 27 minutes a game, 12 points per game, 5 boards per game, almost 6, 1.8 assists, 1 block, not a steal, and 3 turnovers. If you lost Jayden Quaintance, you'd lose 32 minutes, you'd lose 10 points per game, 8 boards, 1 assist, your team leader in steals, and your team leader in blocks. And Basheer also leads the team in turnovers, by the way, per game.
I don't know why Basheer doesn't play as many minutes, right? I understand they do have somebody at his position that they can sub in and out, and you want to give minutes to Quaintance, but I would have given Basheer more minutes tonight. If you're already only going to play 8 people and one of those players 3 minutes.
Side tribute with Carrie saying Basheer is like he's an offensively talented Gaffney.
They said he's offensively talented like Gaffney, and I said that's rude.
No, I've been a big believer that he is an evolved version of Alonzo Gaffney. If you guys are familiar with Pokemon, right?
I am very familiar.
There is what? Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard.
Yeah, you nailed that.
Charmander?
Yes.
Alonzo Gaffney. Charmeleon? Basheer Jihad.
Victor Wembanyama, Charizard.
It's Charizard. Yeah. Yes. Is the Shiny Eagle Charizard.
Kalel Ware.
Yeah, that's Charizard. You should be happy with Charmeleon.
Better than Charizard.
No.
Wait, no, sorry. Better than Charmander.
There you go. You nailed that.
That's bad. No, see, that's bad because I'm a big Pokemon guy. I love Pokemon. So that's rough from me. I'll be better next time, chat. JJ says our win shares leader is JQ at 1.8. Mason is 1.6 in second. Mason,
I mean, it's tough to evaluate him. It's tough to grade him tonight.
40 minutes a night,
dude. It did, and you saw it tonight.
So
you saw it tonight. You saw how he's just tired, dude. They played again. They played Saturday, and now they've got a couple days. I guarantee you, Alston Mason has probably one of his better games that he's had in the last couple of weeks against an Iowa State.
I mean, you would need it. You need him to score.
Yeah,
but it's really hard as a guard, as a primary playmaking guard, to play 39 minutes. Adam Miller played 38 tonight, but Adam Miller's 38 is a lot different than Alston Mason's.
Yeah, I mean, Mason played again 39 minutes tonight. He plays so many minutes.
And that adds up, man. Like,
averages
that's like
35 minutes a game.
Dude, that's playing a game and a half for most players.
Yeah.
Like, every single night.
3 more minutes than the next highest player.
And it's not like you looked at the next game unless Joson Sanon comes back, which you never know at this point. Dude might be out forever. That's what it feels like. But as long as Joson Sanon's out, even when he's in, he's playing so many minutes.
Yeah.
That's really tough on a small guard.
Alston Mason has played 600 minutes this season. The next highest on Arizona State is Jayden Quaintance with 545. The next guard is Adam Miller with 523. He's played 600 minutes. There's 13 games left. Side Trevor with Carrie in the chat. Who do you guys like better, Mason or Frankie? Referring to Frankie Collins.
Frankie.
I like Frankie more, but I think they're 2 totally different point guards.
I agree, and this is not me trying to take down Alston, but I think the type of point guard that Frankie is
would fit this team better.
So well.
Yeah.
He would fit this team really well, and I think this team
would. The defense on this team would be
crazy
if Frankie Collins was here.
I think this team would be a lot better with Frankie Collins. I think Alston Mason and Frankie Collins together would be awesome, but also we haven't seen Alston Mason in the fairest position. Playing 35 minutes a night is not the fairest position.
No, but that's how this roster's built. Like you're not.
I mean, it is, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't impact things, right?
No, that's true. But yeah, I think Frankie Collins on this team would have been a lot of fun.
I agree. Frankie Collins on this team would be a lot
of fun.
Frankie Collins,
Collins, to Quaintance would feed families in Tempe.
A starting lineup of Frankie Collins, Joson Sanon, BJ Freeman, Basheer Jihad, and Jayden Quaintance would feed families.
That would, yeah.
That'd feed families.
I'd feed my family.
I'd feed a lot. Speaking of feeding families, we do have something else to get into. But we must take...
Sure, tell me what you're feeding your family.
Well, we got to take our final break first.
I got where you're going, but I'm gonna tease
I'll tell you what I'm feeding myself during this break.
Yep, your family.
What? Get the break. Let's hit the break. Talking about pure edibles,
there you
dummy.
Go. Yeah.
You fool.
Oh, there you go.
Fool.
I set you up there.
You did set me up. And you know what else set me up is Pure Edibles, because it's so easy to read an ad for a company that does it so well. And what is it for Pure Edibles? Well, of course, they are a full-fledged candy company offering gummies, kicks, which is their version of Starburst.
They're so good.
Soft candies like caramels and hard candies, but not just candy. They offer CBN, CBG, CBD, and of course, marijuana-derived THC edibles created in Flagstaff, and of course, not just branded as sativa, indica, hybrid, because those things can make you feel different, even if they're coming from the same type of weed. It's different because they tell you exactly how it's going to make you feel. Balanced, uplifted, blissful, sleepy, whatever it is, clearly labeled on the tin with delicious, not just sugar-coated edibles like their competitors. Go find yourself some Pure Edibles products from one of their over 130 dispensaries in Arizona.
Look, guys, it's 2025.
It is.
Everybody needs to get their finances in order.
Facts.
Okay? Me, you, everybody, Erik, Captain Redbeard, everybody. And look, the place that you could trust to take care of your money and set you up and your financial future up the right way is Desert Financial Credit Union. How can you trust them, Erik? Well, it's because I've been doing it for more than 84 years.
That's a lot of years.
That's a lot of years. Guys, they've been Arizona's largest and most trusted local credit union. Not just the largest, not just the most trusted. They are both, guys, dedicated to creating exceptional experiences by giving back to the community and providing financial solutions that make lives better. You guys can look to Desert Financial Credit Union for checkings and savings accounts, mortgages, loans, credit cards, investment options, and so much more. Now is the time to show your ASU team spirit. Open a free checking account online and get $200 plus your choice of 3 Arizona State University Visa debit cards. Go to desertfinancial.com/ASU to get started. Res Devil saying goodnight. Got to get ready for work. Headed to Chicago in a few hours. See y'all on Saturday. Hashtag beat the Cyclones. Love it. You absolutely love it. Desert Stro said you had me at gummies.
Gets even better after that.
There you go. There you go. You want to get an aftertaste here?
Yes.
Well, let's do it. If you guys don't know what aftertaste is, just tell me what you think this game tasted like. Can you handle that?
No, come on. You got to say it the right way.
Well, no, I'm gonna get in there. I'm gonna get in there, and I'm gonna go for Captain Redbeard first. First.
Okay, because I got a banger of an answer.
You got a banger?
Already.
Okay.
So he better come with the heat.
What if he steals it?
That would be a little upset.
That'd be, yeah.
He might say a really good answer, and I might say that was mine anyway, just to get credit for it.
Captain Redbeard, what was alley-ooped into your gullet?
I don't think you're thinking of this. I had this the other night, and it was really good. Just like this win, some chocolate pudding.
Wow.
Ooh.
Explain.
Some chocolate pudding.
Pudding.
Because not what I was thinking.
Pudding. Okay. Pudding slaps.
It does.
Let's stop acting like pudding
Hot or
doesn't
not,
slap.
pudding
Slaps.
Super hot.
Okay, but why chocolate pudding for this win specifically?
Because we needed this. This was like make it or break it. And when I walk in the fridge, or when I open the fridge and grab something, I want to make it or break it with whatever I grab on any given night.
Yeah.
High stakes.
High stakes.
I grab a chocolate pudding, and it always hits.
Yeah, it does.
Not
How
like
many
it
pure
is, but-
edibles were you on last night?
0.
Wow.
Pure edibles and
pudding.
Pure pudding might be
Yo.
the most electric. We're eating pudding on a 24-hour
Pure pudding.
stream.
Oh, we're only for every
Okay,
pudding.
wait. I'm not committing to
only
only
eating
eating pudding
No,
for 24
okay.
hours.
So not where I was going, Captain, but a great answer
A
nonetheless.
phenomenal answer.
Phenomenal
well done.
answer.
Just great job.
And I won't. It's so good.
Thank
I won't
you.
even take credit for it. So mine isn't actually a food, but tonight's win was when you wake up in the middle of the night and you are so thirsty. Like you're SpongeBob, man. You need that water and you need it bad. And what do you have on your nightstand right next to you? A little far away. You got to reach a little farther than you want to grab
Little
it.
glass
Like it wasn't
cup.
pretty.
Little glass
You
cup
spilled
there.
a little water on the way there, but crisp, cold, ice cubes still in the cup, glass of water, and you chug that thing.
I mean, I'm
and you're
thirsty
so satisfied, and you lay your head down victorious. That is what a win over West Virginia felt like on Tuesday, January 21st, 2025. Walk with me.
That was good. I'm gonna go for a drink too.
Copycat.
This tastes like you spent or actually, I'm gonna call an audible on myself here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Never been done before.
Never
after
been
taste
done before.
history.
Never done before. Okay, growing up, did your guys' parents, like when you were in like elementary school, make your lunches?
Yeah.
Okay, so there were times where my mom would make a fire lunch.
Okay.
And then there were times where, hey,
Mom.
we were pawning some of these things off. We're
Can you step up your game?
Yeah, like I could tell we needed to hit like a Costco like the next day.
Boom.
Right? So it's like when you're sitting there, it's a Friday, or I guess at this point it's a Tuesday. It's a Tuesday. Maybe the lunch that you had on Monday was just like, oh man, like
Needed a bounce back game from mom.
You needed a lunch here.
You
needed a good one
to prove the haters wrong.
Like you had a big day of recess ahead. Like you had to really get through everything else. That
You were playing the sport you wanted to in the gym that day.
All you needed was a good lunch.
Yeah.
And the first thing that you pull out,
What is it?
it is a pack of Gushers.
Oh.
It is
No free ads.
OG pack of Gushers, and my goodness, you rip the top off and you just go to
in
town.
one big bite.
Yeah.
Just
go to town.
It's a little hard to chew.
Does not
You're like,
matter,
maybe
though.
I should have gone a little
Doesn't
slower.
matter, though.
But you got to the end.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
electric. What incredible answers all around. John in the chat says, okay, hear me out. A steak that you ordered medium rare, got it medium well, sent it back, and got it done right. So good, but so
Ooh,
frustrating.
okay. I could definitely listen to that take.
I like that. Side tripping with Carrie says, taking down number 23 on the road, ? Vanilla boozy shake with Kahlua.
Wow.
Or Kahlua, sorry.
Maybe we could have that on the 24-hour stream too.
Oh,
Because that sounds fire too.
I mean,
Should we
is there
just do
anything
a
more-
food testing for an
is
hour?
there anything more surefire than us not being sober for the entire 24
Can we
hours?
do a
the
taste-
24-hour stream?
Can we do a taste
that's
testing?
So, the odds on that would be negative 10 billion.
that we'd be sober?
the entire time for 24 hours?
What's the percentage of time you think we're sober for that show?
I don't know. I can't. I don't think I could do. I don't think I could do 24 hours.
With me sober.
No, not not. I think you have to mix it up. You have to mix it up.
Goodness, love it. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's go ahead. Take a look at the Bobby board. My goodness, how sweet is it? We finally get a Bobby face.
Get a face.
First Bobby face
Bobby
in
face.
5 games, man. But like we said, doesn't get any easier. You got Iowa State, Colorado, Arizona, and Kansas State in your next 4. Obviously, Iowa State, a top 3 team in the country right now. You got them on Saturday. Colorado, a team you've already played and you've already beaten. Then you've got the Arizona Wildcats, a team you haven't faced, but I feel like we both think they're an above average but beatable team.
Yeah, they're a good team. They're not a dominant, indestructible force of nature.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
And then you got Kansas State. I think you're going to learn a lot about the Arizona State Sun Devils over the next 4.
Hopefully. In a good way.
In a good way. I mean, regardless, you're going to learn something. You're going to learn whether or not this team is going to have a chance in the tournament or not.
Yeah, this is
her make or break your season.
Yeah, it is, because also like Texas Tech is a good team, like,
and you have them twice,
right? Like your schedule going forward, it's not easy, but if you're going to be a tournament team, there are absolutely winnable games. Like playing BYU again. It's a little bit farther away, but playing BYU again is an absolutely winnable game. Like Oklahoma State is a winnable game. Colorado is a winnable game. Like Texas Tech is good, but you could beat them. Utah's absolutely a winnable game, right? Like the dominant teams that you're facing, that you're going into, is probably like 75% like dogs, right? Is the next game against Iowa State and then Houston, right? You'll go in as dogs against other ones, but you're not going to walk into any of those games thinking this team might lose by 25. Like it's everything's on the table, right? It's can they take advantage of it? And I just don't know. We're gonna have to see.
Can we put that up one more time? I did not notice. I did not notice
Kyle just his head went
I
like
wanted
a
to
magnet.
Say something, but I didn't
like
want to
a
interrupt
magnet.
you.
It was on the screen for like, it is tough. I was waxing poetic about the body.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt.
That's you know what?
But you're gonna hate why Kyle's gonna be so upset at me that this is why I said to put it back on. Is I did not realize how similar the Houston and Utah logos are.
You thought they played Houston twice or Utah twice?
No, they're just super similar.
I mean, it's a good observation. It's a good observation.
Gets up, walks out. He's done.
Wait, Kyle, put that back up real quick. Put that back up.
Moving on.
Oh my god.
No. Wait, I'm actually serious.
No, he's not. He's not serious.
I'm serious. Just one more time.
Don't do it. He's
just
not
one more
serious.
time. I promise. Like I have an actual insightful. Like Kyle put up the closing time graphic. no, but like seriously, I have just indulge me for a second. If you change around some things, Texas Tech and Iowa State also look alike a little bit. Just a red letter in the middle.
Texas Tech looks like you zoomed out.
If you flip the smaller T upside down, that's the Iowa State logo.
Yeah, I mean we're talking about 2 totally different letters.
Yeah. Worth it. Worth it.
What do you think, Kyle? You want to put it back up there one more time?
Do you have an observation, Kyle?
I think we've seen the Bobby board enough tonight.
But we added a Bobby face.
We did.
Oh my
Good job,
goodness.
ASU.
I love it. You have any final thoughts on ASU's dub over West Virginia?
Build on it, man. Build on it. This is an opportunity for you to now go in and play the number 3 team in the nation and continue the Pac-12ification of the Big 12, which is teams get upset all the time, and there is enough room on this season. You have enough runway to get yourself back on track after slipping at the start of Big 12 play. I don't know if they will do it, but they showed some steps towards progressing to be the team that could. And that's important now, and as long as you can build and roll it over and at least compete against Iowa State and then maybe go on a run after that, you could be talking about a tournament team here. A loss would have been devastating, but a win definitely saves some of that final hope that you were holding on to, especially without Joson Sanon. Great win, best win of the season. Build on it.
I love it. Well said. Again, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. It felt so good to play that win music today. My goodness. It literally felt
one more time on the way out.
Like we hadn't heard win music in such a long time. And I guess it was honestly kind of true. It'd been a while since we had the luxury of talking about,
especially together.
A-dub. I know. It was just it's good.
It is.
I like winning.
Me too. That was beautiful.
That's what I do. Guys, it's time for closing time. It's presented by the Carol Royce team, your home sold guaranteed realty, where Carol's going to guarantee to sell your home for 100% of market value, or she's going to pay you the difference. Learn more at carolroyceteam.com. This is where we give you our takeaways. And man, I mean, look, it's simple. We just got one. We're so back. We're so back. Arizona State with a 65-57 dub over number 23 West Virginia, a Big 12 team on the road when you needed it most. Quaintance, Jihad, Freeman, everybody ate tonight, and the Devils got back in the win column. If you enjoyed the content, give us a follow at PHNX Sun Devils. You can follow me at Anthony Totri. You can follow this guy at Erik Ruby. That is Erik with a K. You can follow that guy, the captain of this ship, at K Coop Sports. Guys, we will be back on Wednesday at 1 p.m. But as always, go Devils. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.